Hey guys, so I promised you a demonstration video for the products I picked up at Muji, and here it is. So we've got a lot of cool stuff to look at. This isn't everything. I actually left out the paper goods and the zipper bags. I'm sure you guys can imagine how paper goods and zipper bags handle. Well, actually I do have the cards over here, but they're kind of a twofer. But everything else I picked up, I think, is here, besides the stuff that I'm shipping off to a friend. And since we've got hand cam going on, we can make everybody vaguely motion sick. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started unpackaging these things and demonstrating them. Let's go ahead and get started with the cutting goods. We have a small pair of folding scissors, and we've got a small, very simple sort of X-Acto style or sharp blade. Packaging is very simple, 500 yen, so that would be approximately $5 USD, depending on how the dollar is doing compared to the yen. There is some instruction here that I cannot read. Does not seem to be on the package. However, we've got very teeny tiny instructions here that I also cannot read. So we're gonna use that art school education to good effect. So when we uncap it, you want to be careful, you want to hold it tight, because these are little spring-loaded scissors. And I have used pocket or stationary scissors before. I reviewed, I believe, a pair I got through JetPins years ago, and I didn't really care for those. They were the sort that had the little fold-out handles, and they were really hard on my hands. These are just little snippers. They're not really intended to be like your main cutting tool. And they're spring loaded, so they auto open, and you use the cap to keep them closed. So very simple, cute little scissors. Come with a metal pin clip that seems very tight. That's not going anywhere. Less than a 3-inch long blade, so you can probably fly with these. Next up is the cutter. And where is the price? 280 yen, so it's like $2.80-ish. It's got a small protective piece of plastic, and then it just clicks forward for the quick sha-sha-sha. And it's also got a metal clip. It seems to be an all-metal body, and it's the sort of break-off blade, and it does not necessarily, I mean, I think you probably could replace the blade if you can find a replacement blade, but replacement blades might cost as much as the tool itself. So, very handy little cutter. Unfortunately, the blade is much longer than 3 inches, so that is not flyable. You want to remove that before you hit TSA. Then we have a small aluminum stationery box pen case. It was 714 yen. I think I paid $8 for it. Remove it from its plastic shell. Oh, thank you, TSA, for ruining yet another thing. Awesome. So mine, unfortunately, got ever so slightly bent out of shape when flying. And we're going to put the cutter and the scissors in there, and it will not shut because the cutter is slightly too big. So we'll take a look, actually we'll look at our little Ringbound Memo block, and you can get these all sorts of places. Daiso has them, Kinokuniya has them. This is a popular study aid in Japan and other Asian countries. It is commonly used for flashcards, so you would write your question on the front, answer on the back, that sort of thing. Could also be a very handy swatch ring, or you can make a swatch ring along the same principle. Has 2 chipboard covers and nothing to keep these from going all over the place in your bag. A small ring like so. And how much did we pay for this? We paid probably $2 because it's like 100 yen, maybe 74 yen. Let me double check. Yeah, 74 yen. So it's less than $1. Not bad for less than $1. Reason we're going to go ahead and take a look at this is because next up are some of our Muji ballpoint pens. And these were, it doesn't actually say on the body. I did get a 15 pack. Let's see if this says, no, I'm sorry, 12 pack. Alright, gel ink pen set. Set de Stylos Encre Gel. 12 colors in 0.5, and these are 0.38. Go ahead, take a look, uncap it. These are probably similar to the High-Tech C. Let's see there. Zoom it in. Very fine point, and I am going to do a water swatch and a Copic swatch in a couple minutes. Here's the pink color in 0.38. Here is the regular blue in 0.38. Ooh, the blue writes nicely. Here is what looks like the black in 0.38. And then here is the dark blue, a navy blue. And let us grab an alcohol marker and a water brush. Zoom out a bit. Go ahead. Doesn't seem to move with the alcohol marker. It is probably then a water-based ink. Actually, there's some movement with the water, but not as much as you would think. And we'll double check on this after it's had a chance to dry, because sometimes alcohol ink looks darker, looks like there's smearing when there isn't. And then we'll zoom back out again. And this is just really thin paper. It's not like watercolor paper or anything like that. And we'll start with our 12 colors. And the Muji has a lot more gel pen colors than this. These write nicely. The body is matte plastic, so it's a little bit grippy, not too grippy. Small plastic clip and color coordinated button at the top. And I would assume if the 0.38s are waterproof, or fairly moderately waterproof and moderately Copic proof without any sort of a cure time, then the 0.5s will also behave similarly. Of course, to me, there is no definitive way until we do a field test where we're really putting it under some strain in real life conditions. And the 12 color set would be perfect for doodling with, or bullet journaling with, or doing color coded journaling, etc. You could also, since it seems to be Copic, use it Copic proof, alcohol marker proof. You could use it for sketching and then coloring over your sketch if you so desire. Now, let's see how many pens we can get in this somewhat broken, unfortunately, Muji case. You can't double stack them, so it looks like 5 pens will go in here. Alright, move our newly acquired goods over to the side. Now for slightly more practical stationery, I picked up a couple of brush pens. We have a double-sided black brush pen. Well, I thought it was a brush pen. It does not seem to be. It seems to be a bullet tip and a fine tip, which is a little frustrating. I was hoping for a brush pen. And then I picked up a gray oh, this one is a brush pen. Ooh, that's actually not bad. It's got individual bristles. How neat. And that's not really black or gray. It's really more like black, but it's sort of like a lighter black. And this is single-sided. I thought this was double-sided. Okay, so this one, which was 231 yen, about $2.31. This double-sided one, where the price is not, okay. It's like $1 with $1.05. Not bad, not bad. Let's do a quick test. And the cheaper one does seem to move a little bit with Copic, not too much. It didn't have any sort of a dry time. But this one actually seems to be pretty alcohol marker proof. I'm going to grab that water brush. Okay, the brush pen is water soluble. Interesting. The cheaper pen is more water resistant. So they both have unique properties going on. I'll move that over where you guys can actually see it, and then we'll zoom out. And I'm just noodling around with this little Muji ring paper. Also purchased a little bitty 100 yen, about $1 pencil sharpener that's going to go live in my pencil case. And it has like no capacity whatsoever, but that's okay. It's probably good for like one pencil sharpening. And it will not fit in the aluminum case. I picked up a glue stick for 95 cents. Well, probably more than that, honestly, if we're being real. But if we were in Japan, it would be approximately 95 cents. And this one has one of those smaller caps, which I actually like better. And no really screaming scent. And these can be useful for fixing artwork that gets slightly torn when you're removing the blue tape. Then I purchased a white correction pen for 189 yen. It is of the shaky variety. It is, ooh, it's very fine. And it is of the squeezy variety. So, turn this card right back over and zoomity zoom on in. Give it a little squeeze. Oh, yeah, there we go. Not bad, not bad. Probably not archival, but could be fun to play with. Inktober is coming up. Always fun to have new inky toys. And for this review, that leaves us with two rulers. A small metric ruler. It is an aluminum ruler. And these are always handy to have around, even if only as a straight edge. Would be really good for you planner people. No cork backing, slight raised lip, so it's actually decent for inking because your ink won't get trapped. And then we have a small, not small, 12-ish inch metric clear ruler with the lines on it. And it's got a slight matte line here down the center. I wonder why that is. And these are great when you're doing your comics because you can very easily line up your line. And you can flip it over and utilize the beveled edge. And there's even a small metal rim in there. And that was $5.50. That price was clearly marked, which isn't bad for a decent clear ruler. I've gotten some at Dollar Tree. I've also paid a heck of a lot more. Anyway, that was part one of my Muji haul. Part two is going to include some of the paper products, or more of the paper products I purchased. So I hope you guys will keep an eye out, and thank you guys so much for watching.